Hello everyone, welcome back. We have some photocards to sleeve today. This storing photocards is going to be so random. I have a bunch of the Artemis inclusions, some Yojin stuff. I think this is all Luna. I've kind of had this organized beforehand, but I don't really remember what everything was. I know this is Artemis. I think this is like X-Love and AT's Luna era. There's Eve on top. I don't know what's Lucemble? What is in this pile? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in here. Stray Kids. Itsy. There's all kinds of stuff. It's a very random assortment of things. So let's figure all this out. So it's always one of mine when there's one random card that needs a random sleeve. So these are the 73 by 103. These are Artemis mini postcard things. They're like the bigger photo cards. I think they're like Hybe tour card size. And they're also these one-time random Stray Kids cards. So we need one of those. I also have the postcard size stuff, and of course there's two different sizes for that. So these bigger ones are, I got the sleeve because I don't remember, they're 104 by 153. And that is the Artemis stickers from Club Icarus. I have this Yojin postcard from one of her Hello Live events. And I also have this Heju and BBC pre-order postcard. So all of those are that size, in case you're wondering. And then we have the smaller stuff. These are 92 by 130. And I also, this is for editing me, write down that you need more of these when you're editing this, because I'm not going to remember this 20 minutes from now. So these are the weird, I don't even know what these were called, the postcards from Club Icarus. They are, I think, the same size as the visual cards. I don't know if we're calling them visual cards again. Is that what we called them in this album? I don't know. The visual cards from Doll are the same size as this. So if you're wondering from last time, yeah, they are the same. These are slightly too big for the sleeve, but I think unless they don't fit in the binder page, I'm just gonna sleeve them like this and hope for the best. When we're storing them, they don't fit, I'll just take them out of the sleeve, that's fine. Okay, there's some of the big stuff. And as is always with Mod House stuff, we're throwing things to the collective here. So I have this clear, it's kind of like a clear card film strip material thing. How are we storing this? Because it's like bigger than a normal photo card, but it's not quite the right size. It's like too big to be this size. So what are we doing with that? And then what are we doing with these film strips? Because these are really small film strips, but they're too tall to be that sized, but they're too short to be that size. So if you're watching this and you have thoughts on how to store these things, let me know, because I feel like as a collective, we work a lot better with figuring out how to store some of these things. I have not checked if these will fit like side by side in the 6-pocket, I think it's the A4 wide pages from Meow Cafe. They're like it's not the 6 like squares, it's the 6 like bookmark style pages. I'm wondering if they would fit like that in one of those. I don't think I'd have a sleeve for it, but they would fit in the pages. I don't know. I haven't checked that, so maybe I'll come back to you when we're storing and I'll be like, look, that's the solution. But if you have ideas, feel free to share. I also forgot I had this one Lunar Theory card that needed to be sleeved, so there's 2 in that size, my bad. Okay, so this is all the other cards we have to store. We have to figure out what size they go in. If you're new here, I use 2 different sized sleeves. I use regular Dragon Shield sleeves, which are 88 by 63, and then I use the Meow Cafe. I think these are like the slim fit ones. They're 58 by 89. So these are the two that I use depending on the pages that I use, which means we gotta sort some stuff out here. So I think this is all Itsy, so this will go in Dragon Shield. I think this is all Stray Kids, and they also go in Dragon Shield sleeves. Yes. What is in this pile? So Eve goes in Dragon Shield. Lucemble will go in the slim fit sleeves. These Hyojin cards also need to go in Dragon Shield sleeve because for right now I'm keeping her separate from Lucemble. Like she doesn't go in the same sleeve pages. These are Hyojin Pobs, which have to go in the Dragon Shield, obviously, because of the size of them. I think all of this is Artemis, which will all need to go in the slim fit sleeves. Yes, this is all Artemis. X-Love will need to go in Dragon Shield, and then Yeosang goes in slim fit. So that all is the slim fit pile. This is the Dragon Shield pile. That's a freebie, so that will go in that sleeve. And then Luna Era goes in Dragon Shield. Okay. I think every other time I've done this, I have screwed up at least 1 or 2 cards, so we will see if I screw any of these up. I think as I do it, I'm getting better at remembering what goes in what. So I always use these videos to talk about new releases, and I feel like it's been a while since we did one of these videos. Like at least a month. And apparently there were releases I missed last time because I only found out about them recently, and I can't believe that I didn't find out about them sooner. Oh, I was gonna do something with these. These also need to go in that pile. Because I think with I had these before, these like QR things for another Artemis thing, and I think I put them on the backs of like Pob sets because the Pobs were really boring. I think I might have done it with the original QRs for the Object music albums. Oh, these also all need to go in. So you see, I'm already forgetting things and screwing it up. The backs on these are kind of fun though. Like, okay, fun is a very probably over dramatic word. They have a design on the back at least. Some Artemis Pobs do not have a design on the back, which is what I used these for last time. I like double sleeved them, so the backs had something going on. So I might save these and see if there's a Pob set that I can actually put these on. And not sleeve them for now. If you do want any of these QRs, they are unscanned. I don't use the digital albums on these. So for right now, let's just hold off on those, and we'll see probably when we're sleeving cards. We'll see if there's like a good place for them as of right now. Like I'm sure I'll get sets in the future where they'll be pertinent. But anyway, new releases. It feels like there hasn't been like a big summer release so far, you know? Like I can't think of a song that's released so far this summer that I'm like, that's the K-pop summer song. Even if I don't like it necessarily, I feel like there's always a song that is the summer song, and I just don't think we've had that so far. I did like write down all of the songs that I listened to for this purpose. And I had like a little system. I put like a little like check mark, a neutral mark, and then I have a little X for songs that I didn't like. And I feel like I should intersperse them. I shouldn't talk about all of the songs I liked all at once. But we can start on a positive note. And one that was absolutely shocking to me that I liked so much, it was ONEUS's recent comeback with X. I have not clicked the ONEUS song in like 3 or 4 years. And I used to love ONEUS. Like, I remember when ONEUS debuted with Valkyrie, that was one of my favorite songs of 2019. It was 2019, right? That was one of my favorite debuts ever. And I feel like we got to their first full-length album. I really didn't like that, you know? And I feel like ever since then they've been kind of rocky. But I really liked X. I was like, oh, okay, this is good. This is fun. I like this a lot. So I was excited to see ONEUS, like, back. Although I think I had that whole thing for a while there where they, like, lost a member. So that was kind of rocky, and, you know, things happen. But I was very excited to, like, see a new ONEUS song that I actually really loved. A song that I was kind of like, on that was released recently was Recine's Deja Vu. I feel like I am always constantly on the cusp of Ricine. Like, I'm so close to getting it. And just every time they release a song, I'm like, this is gonna be the comeback where I'm gonna get Ricine finally. But there's always just like something in the comeback where I'm like, I don't know. It's just like not doing it for me yet, you know? And I want to like them. I love me a good Nugu mid-tier girl group. But there's just something, and I don't know how to describe it. But like, I want them to be successful. And another like mid-tier to Nugu group, I have no idea what they're classified as, but I think that's how you pronounce the name. It's literally if and then EYE. So I presume it's pronounced I don't know though. Who knows how these K-pop companies are naming groups at this point. Anyway, they had their debut a little bit ago. I think it was this year with a song called Nerdy, which I liked. I thought it was cute. It was a good song. I enjoyed it. It's on my playlist. So when I got recommended on YouTube, like it was like a music video, and I was like, oh, it must be their comeback. That'd be cool. I'd like to check that out. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't get it. Like, I think I mostly don't get it in the fact of like, the song is called Are You Okay? No idea if you've heard it or not. But like, I want to know how we went from Nerdy to this song. Like, I don't know if this is the whole like, smaller groups tend to just like release whatever kind of thing in hopes that it gets them views and don't like stick to a concept kind of thing. But I cannot, if you told me that they were 2 different groups releasing like 2 different types of songs, I'd be like, yeah, they are. They do not sound similar at all. And I think people tend to be like, oh, well, like Red Velvet or like a group like that can release all kinds of different songs and it's fine. And it's like, well, yes, because that was their concept. That was like their whole thing. Also, they're under SM, so they like can afford to do that. But like, if you're a smaller tier group, you gotta find a sound. Like, you can't just keep jumping back and forth between sounds and just hope that it works out. I think I already have this card. We'll figure it out when I store things. And I was sad because I kind of liked Nerdy, but you know, if they're gonna keep jumping back and forth, maybe they'll be different next time. Who knows? Ooh, this one came out a while ago, and I can't believe I didn't hear anybody talk about it. Granted, my general orbit, for you know, the pun, lack of a better word, in like the K-pop sphere is pretty narrow. Like, it's basically just the people that I follow on Instagram and then like random YouTube videos that are recommended to me. But still, I'm like very surprised that I didn't hear anyone talk about this song. I'm talking about the Billy subunit of Moonsoa and Xion. They released a song, I think this was several months ago at this point. It was called Snap, and I didn't hear it until like a month and a half after they released it. Why is no one talking about this song? It's so good. It's so neocore in the best possible way. And I mean that very positively. Like, it does not fit with the Billy sound, but I think that's a good thing when it comes to like subunits and solos and stuff. Like, you have to differentiate from the group sound. And I think this song is so fun. It's been on repeat a lot on my playlist. I was just very surprised to not hear anybody talk about it. Especially because I follow like a ton of girl group people, so I just figure someone would have said something about it, but no. Anyway, it's a really good song and you should go listen to it because it's really fun. Another group that made a comeback recently was Twice. And I commented on my Instagram story about the length of it before I had even listened to it. Because this song, this is 4, which I think is, to start with, a very bad title name for a song. Like, I know it's a pun on, like, because it's their 4th album or whatever. I just don't think it's a very marketable title. But beyond that, the song is like 2 minutes and 14 seconds. That is a ringtone. Like, I know the demographic of my channel is younger than I am. Not by that much, but it's still a little bit younger. So I have no idea how many people remember, like, in the early to mid 2000s that used to be able to like buy ringtones on iTunes. Like, that was a thing you did. You buy like snippets of songs to be your ringtone. That's what this is. 2 minutes and 14 seconds is a ringtone. So like, before I even listening to the song, we're already on the back foot here. And I just don't get it. I just don't think it works for Twice. I don't know. There's something off about the song. What I'm trying to say in a very gentle way is that I didn't like the song. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's kind of clunky. I don't think it like, I think it's like a very weird, like, just kind of like, the whole song is just kind of like talk chanting, which is not my vibe. I don't know. I'd be curious about other people's thoughts on this Twice album because I didn't hear anyone talk about this release from Twice. Although I feel like I should have seen more about it because like Twice is really big. Maybe the fact that nobody is talking about it is a statement in of itself. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not in the right circles. This isn't related to the song, but the red outfits, those like all red, they're like beaded, they look kind of crocheted outfits that Twice was in though. A+ on the styling. Those are so good. Like, I've loved seeing the photocard sets of those come out where they're all in the matching outfits. Those look so good. So A+ on that. Song could use a second draft if you're asking me. Another group that came back, I think this was like last week. I don't know, time slips away from me faster than I think it should, but I think it was recently, was Purple Kiss with Do Re Mi. And my relationship to Purple Kiss is complicated because I think out of every single one of their title tracks they have released, I have liked about every other one. Like, they're a group where I'm like either like absolutely yes or absolutely no on the release. Which is a very interesting place to be in with a group because it's like, well, they could either release one of your favorite songs of the year, like Zombie, or they could release a song that you'll never think about again. I'd put an example here, but I can't remember the ones that I don't like. And I think this was one of the first songs by them where I was completely in the middle on it. Like, do I think Do Re Mi is a good song? Yes. Will I ever listen to it again? Probably not. Like, it's one of those songs that's just, I think it's really good, but there was just no part of it that was memorable to me. But like, it was a nice song. I have no like objective criticism about it. I just probably will never listen to it again. I think I have this tongue band. I don't know. I have one of each of the Nemo sets, and I'm gonna remember when I'm actually storing them, and then I'll take them out of the sleeve then. This is kind of a band, but like, I think they're still K-pop, so I don't care. I'm gonna talk about them. Queer, Q-E-W-R, however you say their name. I don't remember if I've actually listened to any other song by them. But I was looking through a playlist of like K-pop new releases to figure out what I was gonna listen to, and they came up. So I was like, okay, cool, sweet. I'll go look that up. And they released a song. Well, the title track was called Dear. I think there is a music or a, what am I thinking for? Mini album? Mini album is the word I'm looking for. There's a mini album for it. I did not listen to the rest of it, but I did listen to Dear. And I really liked that song. I am kind of a sucker for like rock groups that are like, how do I describe this? Like kind of sentimental, like kind of very the Script core, Day 6, that kind of vibe. And this song, I don't know if it's similar to their other stuff. I don't think I've listened to any of their other stuff, but like that was very much up this alley. I'm also kind of a sucker for anything that you put drums and an electric guitar in. Like if you put that in there, yeah, I'm probably gonna like it. So I would like to eventually go back and listen to the rest of their stuff because I did really like this. And again, I'm always sucker for like a rock inspired group. I need the Korean music industry to be a little less afraid of rock music. Because like, what do you mean there was a rock version? It was like a remix of Girls Will Be Girls by ITZY. And it was like, don't get me wrong, I liked Girls Will Be Girls. This was like 20 times better. I'm so mad that they cut out the dance break part in that version of the song. Like, you're telling me we could have gotten an electric guitar solo. Put that in there. Yeah, that rock version is so good. If you have not heard it, go listen to it. I'm not usually one for remixes, but that one's an exception. I do really like that one. I have gone through way more of these sleeves than I thought I would. This whole box was full, by the way. Like I had more than the original 100 that came in this box, so. I have no idea how many cards this was. Apparently a lot more than I thought it was. The unsleeved cards definitely take up less room in that box than they do sleeved. And because I used to keep them in that box sleeved for so many years and then just like sit down, I kind of basically did storing photo cards without an audience before I started posting videos. But I used to wait until that entire box was full of sleeved photo cards, not unsleeved, sleeved. So it used to be, I never counted, but probably upwards of like 500 photo cards that I used to put away at a time. I didn't do it that often. So I think I have like a different perspective of like when I should be filming them. I think I put it off too long is what I'm saying. And these videos end up being really long. I do think I have finally decided what I want to do as far as an ITZY collection, like what I'm gonna do with it. So my plan is, I guess if you don't want to know spoilers, it's gonna take me like a month or so to start doing this. But I don't think as many people watch these videos anyway, so it's not that much of a spoiler. But my plan is to buy secondhand like copies of the Girls Will Be Girls had, I think they were binder versions of the album, and each member had a member cover. So my thought is that I want to buy a set of those, and then each member can just have their own binder. That way I don't have to worry about like collecting certain sets or doing anything like that. Because if you've noticed my problem when it comes to collecting photo cards is that I simply just want to collect full group everything at all times for everything ever. But like, I don't need to do that. I need to just calm down. So I think if I have a little binder for every single member, it'll mean I won't be pressured to be like, oh, I have to buy this set and keep it as an OT5 set, because I already do OT5 for multiple groups, and I don't love the sideways binders. It works, and it's going to function for Lucemble and Artemis, and I'm not changing it, but I don't want to have to do that for another group. So if I give every member their own little binder, and I see a cute card from one of the members, I can just buy that and not have to feel like, oh, but what about the other members of this card? Or like, maybe only one of them is really cute and I want that one, you know? I also do not want to really buy any expensive cards for Etsy. Like, my plan is not to go crazy. It's just like, here's a cute $5 card. I want that card. I now have a space to put it. But it's very much not gonna be like, I'm gonna collect pobs for a member, I'm gonna collect, you know, anything like that. It's just gonna be like a fun little side collection. Am I trying to fill the void of Lucemble? Maybe. Let's not dwell on it. Okay, so what are we gonna do with all this stuff? We need, so, Artemis. Basically now we have to figure out which binders these all go in. So for right now, since I don't have the Etsy binders, those will go in the miscellaneous, which means somewhere in here is X love cards that also need to go in that binder. Where are they? Don't remember. Here, they're right here. Oh, that Pokemon card also will go in that freebie section that I have. This is the part of the video where I realize in future how many binders I'm going to have to get out in order to make my storing photocards videos, and then I get sad because there's always an absurd amount of binders that I have to get out. Because there's always just like one binder that's like, there's 1 or 2 cards in this, and now you have to get out a whole binder for it. So this is Stray Kids merch, so that's a specific binder. That's 8 and Hop. This is, oh, see, I've already sleeved this one wrong. I would have figured it out in the video, but this goes in the Changmin and Felix binder. This is Stray Kids Album Cards 1, all of the older era stuff. This is 8 and Hop stuff. Hopefully the rest of it goes in 8 and Hop, I think. Yeah, because these are all the 8 emo cards. So those go in that one. So that's all of Stray Kids stuff. So we need 4 binders just for Stray Kids. Cool. Nope, just kidding. We need 5 binders for Stray Kids. I'm telling you, it's never easy around here. We're always doing something really weird. That can go on the top, I guess. Okay, then we have Artemis, obviously, because Chuddy's already in there. Where's all my Artemis stuff? There it is. The good news is that I still mostly only have 1 Artemis binder. These go all in that binder. I've still got room, thankfully. This is Song, and then these are all Lucemble album cards. So those go in that big, huge, massive 15 pocket binder, which is, yes, very annoying to get out. We have some Luna era stuff. I know these will go in the last binder, but these are going to go in 2 separate other binders, which cool. So glad for that. These and Heejins and Odd Eye Circle all go in, not their own binder, but like a binder together. So we'll put those there. And then, of course, we have to separate Eve out into a separate binder. Cool, cool. I have the first round of Yojin stuff in the Odd Eye Circle binder. I think I'm gonna keep her there for right now, just because I don't need another binder to separate. Maybe if she and Hyunjin go on to do stuff, we will give them a binder to be like, God, Post Luzemble is dreary. How many times can we keep doing this, guys? So those will go in there. And then Eve goes, we'll just put that separately. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So good news, guys, we only need 11 binders for, oh, this is so stupid. And then this goes in Artemis. This will go in the Odd Eye Circle binder. And these will both go separate too. Never gonna be easy here. I'm just gonna stick these in there for now, and then we'll see what we're gonna do with it. Okay, so thank you for sleeving some photo cards with me. If there's songs that I missed that came out recently, please let me know. I love listening to new music, even if I don't end up liking it. I am always game for new music. So let me know your favorites of the last month or so since we last did this. Next week, we're gonna do storing photo cards. I think the week after that is going to be a K-Addy haul, which is exciting. There's a bunch of fun stuff in there. There's Artemis, I was gonna say doll. No, we're past doll. It's Club Icarus pre-order stuff. So we'll have the OMAs finally. I pre-ordered a bunch of them. We'll see if I get a full set. Hopes aren't high. They're never high. But I do have a bunch more coming for that. What else is in there? Oh, there's a couple things from Bunjong, which I finally tried. That could be a dangerous rabbit hole for me to go down. The Eve vinyl is in there. What? There's something else I'm missing. Oh, I think Dreamcatcher's You is in there, which is months old at this point. But we finally get to unbox that, hooray. So that should be a fun unboxing. And then I'm assuming at some point soon, Eve is gonna drop pre-orders because her pre-release single is next Tuesday? It's sometime next week. Oh, but now that I'm thinking about this, I'm filming this like a week and a half before it's gonna go up. So I think Eve's pre-release single is already out when you're watching this video. So let me know your thoughts on the Eve pre-release single. This is really complicated to try and film this out of order. But let me know your thoughts. I'm sure it's good. She has yet to release a bad song. Anyway, I'm sure pre-orders will drop for that soon as well. And I live in fear of a Stray Kids comeback every day, so who knows? We're just starting the second half of the year. There's all kinds of stuff to come. So see you next week for storing photo cards and beyond. Bye, everyone.